Well, with QPI, as I'm a foster care worker, so I work with the parents and the children. And with this new QPI program that we're using, it has definitely helped me to grow as a worker. It's like, this is the best thing ever. We're so excited about it. I'm in a smaller parish, Jeff Davis Parish, which is like 8 workers, but we're part of the Lake Charles region, and we have so much fun with this. It's like, everyone was jealous because they couldn't get the video done today. And it starts from our clerical, then it goes to our investigator, and then usually foster care. Foster care plays a really big part because we work with the foster parents. We're trying to find placement for the kids when they come into care, and we work with the parents as well, trying to make them feel. And that was one of the issues that I was having as a worker, trying to satisfy everyone, trying to make sure the foster parent was okay, trying to make sure the child was okay, and making sure the parents was okay. So that was a struggle for me. And with different other trainings, it got better, but after this came along, oh my gosh, it's the best. I'm like, this we can't change. This is what we need. And I attended the conference in New Orleans, and that even was like, oh my gosh, yeah. I'm like, I cannot believe we didn't, have this before. But back to your question. So whenever we receive a removal, if find out we have a removal, usually in our office we know about it ahead of time, usually, or whatever. We start with clerical, because clerical starts getting us the information, like the kid's name, date of birth, that kind of thing. And then the investigator will find out who's assigned to the case, and she will get with us, and because it's 2 ladies in our office, and they will discuss to us about the child or the children, what's going on, how are the parents, and that kind of thing. So with this QPI, we as foster care workers, we sit down with the investigator and we kind of prep them a little for whenever they go out. And sometimes we may not be able to go out with them to the removal, so we kind of prep them of what they need to tell the parents of what's going to be going on, that we're going to make sure that once we get to the foster home, we're going to call them to make sure they have a phone available. And sometimes with this new policy with calling them, sometimes they don't have a phone. So what we do sometimes is we will place the kids, and then we'll leave and go back to the parents' home and call the parents from our phone and to talk with the kids to let them know that they're okay. And that has made a big difference, because from that point, the foster child is a little bit better, since they got to hear their parents' voice. But the parents, it works better with us now. And when it comes to the icebreaker meeting that we have, they're excited to meet the foster parents because they was able to talk with them on the phone. So it's like exciting for them. They get to meet them. And before, QPI, it was very hard to engage the foster parents and the parents at the initial family visit. It was really hard. We tried this icebreaker. We didn't consider an icebreaker, but we would try to have the introduction at the first visit. But sometimes it just didn't go well. But now it's going really well, really well. I'm learning things about the kids that I didn't even know about. I'm learning things about the parents, and then I'm even learning about the foster home. Sometimes I placed in this home before, I didn't even know this was going on with the foster dad or foster mom. So it's amazing, and we get excited because we learning these things, and then sometimes the parent hasn't met the foster care worker yet. So the investigator will come in and do the icebreaker meeting, start it off with introduction, that kind of thing. So it makes the parent feel, even though sometimes the parents are really upset and angry with the investigator because they're the one that initiated the removal, but they still have that, they know someone in the room, because sometimes it's their first time meeting me. So even we had one last week, and Miss Lyons, she started it off. She was able to kind of discuss, and me and my supervisor kind of prep her to what it was all about, and she did wonderful. She was like, oh, we need to have this, I'm like, well, sometimes you'll be able to be involved, but sometimes it's just be us. But anyway, it went really well. I learned things that the investigator did tell me at the initial staffing that we had. So it was lots of fun. And then from there, our court system now in Jeff Davis Parish is even on board with us a little. They're recognizing what we're doing. They're even noticing that the parents' relationship with the agency is better now, because we did introduce, QPI to them, so they kind of had an idea, but they really wasn't sure about it. And sometimes, they're like, oh, we don't have time to really get to know what this is all about, or that kind of thing. But now our 2 judges, they're excited about it, and they notice the big difference, because Now with, honestly, when QPI was first introduced it to us, I was like, oh my gosh, more work for us. Like, we don't have enough to get done. But now it's like, it's less work because we're not doing supervising as many family visits because the foster parents are taking over and doing the visits. Now, we will attend some to observe to make sure everything is going well. But they're taking over the visits. They're they're making sure that they schedule the visits and the kids see the siblings or, mom and dad weekly or whoever else they may need to visit. So it takes a little extra, time off of our busy schedule, so we don't have to worry about scheduling a visit. And then sometimes I'm learning about doctor's appointments. I usually find out all my information at the home visits. Some foster parents may text me or call me, before I go out again for the month. But the parents are like, oh, we went to so-and-so's appointments and everything went well. I'm like, what? And then I asked the foster parent about it, and she's like, yeah, I invited them to come and it went really well. And this was out me even, letting them know, well, the appointment is scheduled for this day, you may want to attend. And they just did it on their own from this learning everything from the QPI. We also had a few cases in our office that we started transitioning them to going home. And that usually takes a lot of time out of our schedule because, we get them from the foster home. We usually bring them to the bio home and we start. Well, now, one of my cases, the last visit was in, the end of April, and the judge gave custody back to mom in May. Well, they did it all on their own. I did go into the home once they got there just to make sure the first few times to make sure that everybody was settled and that kind of thing. But it was 3 different kids, so the 3 different foster parents got together on a group message with the mom. They didn't even include me in it, but then when I asked them about it, they included me in it. They was like, oh, we didn't want to bother you. And they kind of communicated after each visit to see what was going on with the child, like if they was having any type of behavior issues after the visit, that kind of thing, whatever. So it really makes it, because before that wasn't really going on before QPI was introduced to us. We really didn't have that kind of relationship and connection going on. And then this particular family, they call me, still call me or text me and let me know pictures and let me know how they're doing. And they're saying how they always doubted the agency and always said bad things about us, and foster parents for sure, because they all think that foster parents just want to take their kids and keep their kids and that kind of thing. So she actually last week, through this, they still work, the foster parents and the children still communicate, and the bio parents. And one of the foster parents' brother is getting married, so they asked for all the kids to be in the wedding, not just the one kid that they fostered, but all 3 kids to be in the wedding. It's because they've been hanging out lately, after the kids went home, communicating, and she just was so excited about that. She was just so happy to tell me that, oh my gosh, I can't believe they asked me this. And I'm like, so you're gonna tell them yes, right? And she's like, yeah, absolutely. So it's fun. It's like fun now. It's exciting. Like sometimes it's rough and I'm like, oh my gosh, I just can't do this. But knowing that the parents are on board with, trying to work with the foster parents and the foster parents on board, it's just amazing. And then clericals on board, the CI workers on board. Everyone in the office, even the security guard, she's on board. When they walk into our office, it's a smaller office, but she knows all the families. And, our clerical will walk into the visitation room and let them know, hey, you're, so-and-so's on their way. You have such a beautiful daughter. I got to meet her and she's so beautiful. She looks just like you, and that just like brightens their day. Or sometimes we may have cards ready for them, like while waiting for placement, the kids may do like different, cards for their parents. So we hand them the cards before the kids get there and let them know, hey, look what, so-and-so did for you. So it's exciting. Like it's fun. Like we're excited about icebreaker days. But we have some that don't go as planned, but we try again, and we keep engaging and keep trying until they're like, okay, well, they're not going to give up, so I have no choice but to work with this foster parent. And it works out really well. And also now we're able to give so much information to the foster parent. Before, we could only give so much, and they really couldn't do much. They really didn't know much, and they really didn't know how to work with the children because they didn't know a whole lot. But now with us being able to share a whole lot more, it's definitely helping preserve placements. Kids are staying in placements longer now because these foster parents are knowing like what's going on, so they're knowing exactly what type of treatment and care they need to give the kids. So it's just awesome, all in all, from the beginning to the end.